Where are you? Here. Welcome back. Well, welcome back to me, I guess. This is the first tea time since the summer of 2022, which was like a long time ago. But in the meantime, we had a lot to do, so I had to prepare for everything new. So new studio, new everything, new office, basically new team as well. You know, if you consider that most of the team, of the new marketing team, has now been with us since only basically half of 2021, and keeps growing. Welcome back to everyone in the chat. I have now a computer here. I can follow the chat and answer your questions if I see something that's worth answering. The next recipe for the Geek Recipe Show, which, by the way, you should look into on the YouTube channel. We're looking into, actually I know what it is because we've already recorded the next one. So I tell you, the next one, big teaser, is a tiramisu. That's the secret. Now you see, I can switch cameras, fantastic. So, tea time for anyone who's here and doesn't know what tea time is. It's our weekly show where we are trying to update all the community about what is going on at Slytherin. We're doing this every Thursday at 5 p.m., 4 p.m. UK time. We are trying to put together a decent schedule for you guys so that when we go live, there's always going to be something new to say, but also interviews, new trailers, new announcements and things. So if you tune in on Tea Time every Thursday, you'll find out more about the Slytherin releases and more. For anyone who's already aware of what tea time is, welcome back. I've seen Mordante is in the chat. Welcome back, Mordante. I see Dust Tactic, a lot of very familiar faces and names. So without further ado, why we took so long to come back to the show? Three main reasons. One is basically that we wanted to have a new studio. In the meantime, whilst we were looking for the new studio, for anyone who came and saw the actual studio in the old office, it was just like a very little corner in an office. Now we've got a much bigger studio. So I've got a couple of pictures of what we had when we came into this the new office. So this is the space before putting all the furniture in, and this is what it's looking like now. You can see Alberto leaning on his chair like that. He's just almost sleeping there. And then you've got, this is the studio before we started adding all the equipment. This is it. We keep the dog for context, so you know it's the actual space we were looking for. And this is how it looks now. So this is where I'm sitting now. And you can see there's been a lot of stuff to do in the meantime. So we changed our home, we changed our studio. It took us quite a long time to put everything together. And so we're apologizing for how long it took, but we're happy that we're here with you guys today. I actually wrote a poem, Mordante. I did write a poem, but that was for Christmas, internal stuff only, so I'm afraid I cannot make that public. And Dog is the number one, yeah, absolutely, he's the number one. It's actually number 2 employee of the Slytherin Italian office. I'm the number 1 employee, or maybe not. What do we have today? We have quite a lot of stuff, so I want to make sure that in this half hour we try and answer some of the questions. We are also giving you the information that we want to give you. We've got quite a few things to say, and also make sure that we come back with the show in a nice way. More pictures of the dog. We'll provide you with more pictures. Actually, there's 3 dogs in the office. There's Lele, my dog. Then we have Paco and Mia. And we try not to get all the dogs together in the office because it's a bit of a mayhem when they come together, especially with Paco around. You know, if it happens, we'll try and make a show, a tea time with the dogs one day. So you're all aware about our friendly pets as well. There's lots of cats as well, but we never bring them to the office. Time to announce Pike and Shot 2 Mordante. Not today. Maybe one day, who knows? Yeah, exactly. So we'll have a tea time with all the dogs one day. Promised. When we start reaching some decent numbers, when we have 500 viewers simultaneously on the tea time, the next one will bring all the dogs in. Promise. I'll make a note of that. What do we have today? So first of all, I want to give you all some information about what is coming up in January. We have to look into our schedule, and sort of Q1 is the next big thing we want to take care of. And then after that, we'll cover more games and such. So we've got a little summary of the stuff that we've got releasing. So on, well, next week, on Tuesday, we're releasing a huge update for Command. Command Modern Operations. We receive what we internally were using a nickname for this update called Tiny Update, because that's exactly the opposite of what this is. It's going to be a huge update. Dimitris had hinted about it during our Home of Wargamers event back in October. But it's a huge update. Most of the big updates and features that we've got on the pro side of things are being ported to the consumer version of Command. It's going to be massive, and we have a load of changes. We are going to, just to make you understand how big that is, we have made 12 different explanatory videos of what the changes are. There's going to be such a big amount of stuff that we wanted to cover all with some, you know, in-depth explanation of what the changes are. So this is coming on the 24th of January, and basically this is effectively bringing Command to a new version of Command. So it's imagine that you've got for free what the new version of Command would be. It's huge, and there's quite a lot of information about the update already on the official site of the game, and we've done some updates on our site as well, on the forums and such, so check that out. It's going to be massive. Same week, so next week, we have, this is an interesting thing. Basically, on Strategic Command American Civil War, we have the first time we have a DLC for a Strategic Command game. It's an experiment. And Hubert, Bill, and Ryan has been, you know, busy trying to sort of craft a DLC that would make sense for American Civil War game. So it's a DLC that contains a lot of conflicts that are revolving around the American Civil War time, not specifically on the American Civil War, but it's kind of a lot of content as well. And we're looking at, you know, your feedback on that, because it's going to be the first time we have a DLC for a Strategic Command game. So big step forward in a sense. And we also want your feedback about the content, because one of the cool things about this is that we, you know, when you cover big conflicts like World War I, World War II and such, and American Civil War as well, you sort of run out of stuff to say for DLCs, right? You know, conflicts to depict and stuff like that. So we went into more, you know, sort of niche parts of history that are, you know, very interesting too. So it's going to be interesting to see how that pans out. And I'm going to check the chat as well, just to make sure I don't miss any of the comments here. All right, I'm going to come back to the DW2 stuff as well, because that's an important thing as well. So after that, we have the release of Nuclear War Simulator. This is a sort of a software more than a game. It sort of is a sandbox product where made by a developer called Ivan Stepanov, and this is a very peculiar type of title we're releasing. We have, you know, I think four already developer diaries on site that explain in depth what that is. I'm looking forward to this one because other than the fact that it's a very, you know, topical subject, it's also a very different type of product. So anyone who's in love with war games and contemporary modern warfare, just be, you know, amazed by the amount of information and insights that this product contains. And I shouldn't be saying this because this is actually going to be official on Monday, but on the 16th of February, we're releasing the last DLC for Field of Glory 2. This is for you, Mordante, and for everyone else playing Field of Glory out there. It's going to be the last DLC for the Field of Glory 2 franchise, so across Ancients and Medieval. Of course, this one is attached to Ancients. So after all the DLCs for Medieval, we are releasing the last DLC for Ancients, like closing this chapter of the Field of Glory 2 life, and we're looking into the next phase, of course. After this, we're not leaving Field of Glory fans without content, that's for sure. Field of Glory 2, Swifter Than Eagles, is going to release on the 16th of February. You're going to have more information about this in the weeks to come, but it's going to be, you know, a bit of a celebration for us for Field of Glory 2. You know, we started quite a long time ago, and Richard Bodley Scott has been creating so much great content for the game. It's going to be like a nice closing chapter, and looking forward to the next phase. Lots to do. Yeah, absolutely. Lots of stuff to do with biblical armies. There's going to be a lot of, you know, historical battles, new army lists, everything that you expect from a DLC for Field of Glory. Anything new about Fog Kingdom? Yes, in the sense that, you know, the game is going to be the next Field of Glory release. So happy to say that we are going to beta very, very soon, in official beta very, very soon. There's a lot of requests for beta testers. You guys have been great in subscribing to the beta, so I'm very happy about that. And we are going to, you know, look into, you know, do some very strong beta testing before release. The game is about, I think, 6 months out. About 6 months out. Ideally, we're targeting a summer release for Field of Glory 2. Field of Glory Kingdoms. Going back to the question for Distant Worlds 2, Distant Worlds 2 will receive a large, final, huge update that we are internally calling Aurora Update in the coming weeks. Eric Routins will announce proper release dates and content in just a couple of weeks or 3. So just stick with us on that. But this is going to be sort of the closing. Sort of what brings the game to what we intend to sort of finalize the version 1, I would say, you know, sort of phase 1 of the life of Distant Worlds 2, and then after that we're going to sort of look into more features and things. But it's definitely coming, and it's going to bring the game to a whole new level. Right. How's Bruno? Bruno is fine. Bruno is fine. He's been traveling a lot. He's been doing a lot of stuff outside the country, and he's good. But I'll bring your regards as soon as I hear from him. One last update. Distant Worlds 2 must have been a disappointment then. Not really. You know, Distant Worlds 2 has been a disappointment. No, it's hit us hard that we weren't able to deliver what the community wanted, and a lot of the technical issues we weren't expecting. We were very much caught by surprise, and it took us a long time, very long time, to fix everything. But also, whilst fixing everything we wanted to fix, we had to fix adding new stuff that prepare us for the future of the game. We have huge projects in mind for Distant Worlds 2, and we're happy that the community keeps following us in that in the growing path to the next phase of Distant Worlds 2. So I would say that this was not as easy and streamlined as we were expecting, that's for sure. And we were caught by surprise by a number of technical issues. But all in all, I think that we're happy that where we are now and where we are willing to take the game in the future. All right, so more. Yes, the other thing that we have coming in Q1, that's going to be towards the end of March, around the end of March. We have a DLC for Shadow Empire. Shadow Empire was one of the biggest success we had in terms of critics and also in terms of sales in the past months. Vic has been working hard on coming up with ideas on how to improve the game and how to make it better, but also add new features, add new content. And he came up with this new DLC called Oceania. This has been incredibly well received at the Home of Wargamers event we did back in October, and we are now almost ready to release, so very close to that. The other game I want to talk to you about is Master of Magic. Master of Magic released in December. We had, I think, a very solid release, and we were expecting, I think, to receive a lot of feedback from existing fans of Master of Magic, and we got that. We're working on a lot of the feedback that we got from existing Master of Magic fans, so the old groggies playing the game and back in the 90s and after that. But also we had a lot of new players playing the game, which was fantastic, because you've got this thing where you have to satisfy the old players, and where they want to sort of recapture the same feel and look and gameplay of the original game. But on the other hand, you've got like younger, more players that are willing to play something a bit different to what the game was. So putting these two worlds together is really challenging and interesting for us, and we're looking forward to the challenge in the future. We've got good big projects for Master of Magic in the future as well. One of the things, of course, I wanted to say, it's important, we just released an update on the game, which adds the Steam achievements. Yoo-hoo, Steam achievements. We added, I think, Polish localization, and there's a lot of quality of life improvements in the game as well. We have more plans in Q1 for releasing more updates and features. So I guess stick with us. There's a lot to look into. Master of Magic is massive. The world of Master of Magic is massive in terms of expanding it as well. So there's a lot of opportunity for playing, one of the, I'd say, best 4X fantasy games out there. That's great. Oh ho, this guy up there. This guy here. This guy here. This guy here. This is one of the achievements. We tried to go a little bit funny with the achievements this time. So we wanted to be sort of in mood with what Master of Magic is. It's kind of a game that doesn't take itself too seriously in a way. So we wanted to sort of do that in the achievements as well. So you'll find some very cool things within that. Let me check if you've got something to ask. I need to move this somewhere so that it's just easier to check the chat. But that's cool. Marco, we need a horse and musket filigree 2 style title. Maybe. I don't know. It's kind of, filigree 2 type titles are very much like working with a certain, type of warfare, and horse and musket is not really fitting. Although you can try and fit a lot of units in the same squares and such, it's just gameplay-wise, it just needs a lot of changes, like a lot. Yeah, a lot. I think you're right in Cormac saying that Master of Magic went past in a number of ways. I think that the fact it released in late December, what we've seen is that a lot of people started looking into Master of Magic in January, after the holidays. So it's a game that's having a long tail for us, which is great, because it means that people are just, word of mouth is working, the game is well received and such, and it does work very well. In terms of future improvements, what I've marked here for Master of Magic, we've got stuff like multi-hex road constructions, remappable hotkeys. We have move and attack within a single click, cartographer, and a lot of other changes. So we'll make sure that we keep you posted on that. If you subscribe to the Discord channel for Master of Magic, the developers are super active there and will tell you a lot about what the game's development is like. I'd love to see a game with non-European war and various continents. That's an interesting question, and I think that this is very much down to expertise. And with the games, what we try to do is sort of not only appeal to a certain public, but also try and research them as much as we can. So we kind of start from whatever topic we know best. And so European conflicts and American conflicts historically are, our cup of tea. So whenever we want to try and research something else, so for instance with Pike and Shot, we've done the Far East version of that, and that went very, very well. But that's because we had a lot of data about these conflicts. If you want to do something that's realistic and working, then you've got to do a lot of research in that. Not only about gameplay, but really about the historical setting. So that's definitely one of the things that we look into a lot these days, looking into other conflicts and other parts of history. I just want to sort of update you on tournaments. Tournaments have been a big focus for us in the last part of the year, so start September, October onwards. And we've seen that participation in tournaments has gone up dramatically in these last 3 months. It's not only a way for us to keep connected with you guys, in a way that's, very much gameplay related, but it's also a way for you to sort of keep playing the games and keep enjoying all the new features, new maps, and stuff that we add in the games all the time. And the developers, they put so much effort into improving the games that really they want as many people as possible to go back to the game and say, okay, let's try this now. So tournaments are very much like, your reason to go back to the games all the time. Right now, we've got a Battle Sector tournament that's open to subscriptions. This is already the most successful Battle Sector tournament we've ever had. We've also got awards and prizes to give away to the winners, which is the first time we do that, and it's going to be interesting to see how it's panning out. We've got new Order of Battle tournament opening soon, and of course, Field of Glory tournaments are also opening soon. We've got a couple of tournaments that are finishing in about a couple of weeks' time, or just a week time, and so we're all going to open new ones as soon as these ones are finished, or just before that. If you check on Twitter, on our Twitter channel, you'll see all the results. You can keep up to date on who is best and such. So it's an interesting way also to see what these tournaments are doing with the community. News on Southern Storm. Cornac, news on Southern Storms, yes, quite a lot of news. Southern Storm is the most successful Flashpoint campaigns game, or Flashpoint game we've had, which is important because this is a true testament of the fact that these games are, the wargaming world is still very active and vibrant. The team is now, working on updates and fixes after release. They're still working on that, but considering the reception has been fantastic and the number of changes is very limited, we are going to focus after that into going to the next phase into the development cycle. Modern Naval Warfare, that's a game that we're looking into for this year, releasing this year. The development, you know that we've announced it on the site. The game has won the best simulation award at IETSEC. This is a defense event in the US around December time. So the development team was there, received the award, and they're working hard on finishing the game and making sure that we deliver the game as soon as we can. And hello, Captain Darwin, and thanks for answering this Southern Storm question for me. Any news on campaign series coming to Steam? This is definitely coming. We don't know yet when this year, but that's definitely an opportunity to bring the campaign series to Steam. Rightio. And yes, on Steam for Flashpoint campaigns again, that game is coming to Steam. We don't know when yet. Again, this is an important thing I want to share with you guys. We have so much to say and release every single week that it's very hard to find, proper release windows for everything right now. So we really want to make sure that we listen to you guys and, prioritize things depending on, how vocal you guys are and how important we feel that specific project is. But there's so much stuff happening in parallel. Some weeks you'll find that maybe that we have like 2 or 3 big updates coming for some of the games. So, keep in touch with us and ask for things, because this is a way for us to understand how important it is to you guys. See, Captain Darwin, late spring, early summer for Steam Southern Storm. Thanks for that. What's coming up next? We have quite a lot of stuff. After this, we have a new show coming up. This is going to be run by M.o.M, and we call it What's Your Mod? So our in-house community manager and preferred in-house streamer, and also only in-house streamer, sorry for that, M.o.M. By the way, publicly, happy birthday, M.o.M. He's going to stream the first episode of What's Your Mod after this. What is What's Your Mod? Very simply, it's an opportunity for us to showcase some of the best mods on the existing franchises we've got. The first one will be a mod for Panzer Corps 2. Cold. I have a note somewhere. I don't know what it is. It's called Storm of Europe, and it's going to be done in 2 episodes, I think. And so M.o.M is going to start today. You can give more information about that, M.o.M, now in the chat. 3, 2, 1, go. And so we're going to have this show going every 2 weeks now. And if you guys are receptive and you like it and you like the idea, then we're going to showcase more and do it more often as well. So see if you like it. It's not always going to be on a Thursday, because on a Thursday we got release day. So after tea time we may have a release stream of some sort. But we'll keep you posted on when the next one is, and check with M.o.M if you like the idea. More and more. That's it. I think that before I go, I want to give you the streaming schedule, a classic, a streaming schedule for the coming days. We have tomorrow we have Battle Sector at 6 p.m. with Hexaboo. We have Master of Magic with Dust Tactic at 8 p.m. And we have Starship Troopers with Yog Dog at 10 p.m. This is our dream team, I guess. And on Monday and Tuesday, Kushan is going to stream Command and the War Planner update around 6 p.m. on Monday and 8 p.m. on Tuesday. That's the plan, but stick around because we have not final confirmation about the dates and times. So check the stream schedule on Twitch. I also remind you guys that we only have a few weeks before Sanremo, the Festival of Sanremo, which is starting on Tuesday, the 7th of February. David Sherrock will also be following from Epsom. So we have, this is officially now a company-wide show. Where's the hype man? What's the hype man? What's the hype man? Stargate. Oh, Stargate. Stargate. Sorry. Stargate, you guys know that in July, whilst we were not broadcasting, we have acquired as SLITHERINE the development studio that is working on Stargate and also on Ancient Arenas Chariots. So this could have delayed a bit the process, but I tell you now that the game is looking awesome. And I am super proud of what the SLITHERINE Poland team is doing with the game. I'm looking forward to show it to you. We didn't really show it at SLITHERINE Next because it wasn't ready yet, but what we saw before SLITHERINE Next is really looking great. So I'm looking forward to that. I guess I already eaten up a little bit of Edmund's time, so I'll finish here for the moment. There was a lot to say. It was the first one after coming back. So thank you for following us. Thank you for being so numerous towards the end, and for anyone who tuned in at the very first minute, followed also the 15 minutes of countdown. I will now see you next week. Goodbye.